to Humble Pie. I'm your host, Jimmy D. With me,
Marcus.
Do apologize about that weird intro. If you guys are watching me live, the only way you can see it, because I'll be editing that out on YouTube. But every time there's some audio issue. Every time. Like, it even shows me it's on the right audio, and everything's working right, and the symbols are right. And I'm working on the mic placement. I'm working on making sure that I'm talking directly into the mic, and I'm doing the best I can. I even got some great advice from Pro DM Joey. Thank you very much for that, by the way. Tell me, dude, this is how you improve your audio. You got to make sure that this thing's right up to your face. You got to make sure you get the situation just right, and make sure that it comes off just right to get that appropriate amount of audio in between. I'm like, yes, dude, give me that advice. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for that advice. And of course, every single time I go live, always got to be an audio issue. Before we go into showing this and the market watch, I did want to have a chance to kind of like vent, if you will. This is going to be my little vent, and maybe do a little precasting and predictions out there. I don't know how much you guys have watched Stranger Things.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. How many of you guys like the ending? How many of you guys honestly out there watched that last episode all the way through and were like, they did a great job, and it was fantastic, and they couldn't have done anything better.
They should not have changed a single detail about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nothing. Absolutely nothing. How many people out there sincerely felt watching that thing? Curly, I like that. And it was, yes, absolute trash. Anybody else out there that want to put a comment about how they thought and their feelings about the ending of Stranger Things?
They could have changed like one detail and it'd be better.
They could have followed any of the lore that they built up, any of the thing the theory crafters had put together, any of the thing that people were paying attention, were watching, were doing. Well, get this. According to the internet, and you know, if it's on the internet, it's always got to be true.
Oh, 100%.
In 2 days, we're going to get the actual ending. In 2 days, we're going to get the actual ending. 1/7, we're finally going to see the true ending. That all of this disappointment, all of this bland storytelling that they did towards the end there.
It was all just a dream.
Just a dream. And it was all out there. I've been hating on that show since day one. Wow, size. Like, where were the demigorgons? Exactly, Curly. Where's the punishment for killing military soldiers? Where was the actual reality of what would happen after Harper killed like 5-6 soldiers? Totally. Nancy killed like 7-8 soldiers. Where was some actual conclusion to this? And why was the ending set up so it's like, hey, I've grown to be 18, so I can't play D&D anymore?
They're 18? I thought they were like 42.
Oh, they're like 42, yeah, right? Like, brother, that is not the ending and message I want us to be sending to people. I am really old, still play D&D. I am very, very old, still enjoying games like TCGs and enjoying this stuff. The message should not be hang up the cap and turn into the new generation. It should be bring in the new generation with you and show them how much fun it is to fantasize and imagine and world build and do some amazing things with some great background story or some great background development, character development, and being something or being the opposite of what you want to inspire you to do it in your real life. Let's do that. Why is Will still alive? He should have he should have died. Yes, he should have died with the hive mind. Exactly, Curly. If he's gonna have powers from there, how is he still alive? Lots of good questions out there. So if in 2 days Netflix drops the actual finale, they will honestly, in my personal opinion, I don't care how it ends, do the greatest thing in television history I've ever seen.
The Uno reverse?
The double fake. The double fake. Can anybody out there tell me any time they've done a double fake in like in a store and said, "Ha, just kidding, that wasn't the real ending"? Anytime.
Supernatural.
Supernatural did that?
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah, there were so many times they tried to end this series.
They tried to end it, but then they couldn't because the fan base brought it back. But that's a little bit different. I'm talking legitimate, and they had to reshoot some stuff. I'm talking like planned it, released last week the finale, and then 1 week later, bam, gotcha. It'll be the greatest gotcha of all time. It'll be the greatest story of all time. If it happens on the 7th, I don't care how the story ends. I will say this is the greatest stunt and the greatest storytelling ever told. And I'll give it to you, Duffer Brothers. If this happens, but it has to happen now. I don't want to see this in a year and be like, oh yeah, we totally actually had this, but we were waiting on it for a year. for this to happen. Uchiha says, my take, gaming entertainment should not have age limits.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, right? Uchiha Curly says, if they do that, they would be the wild because I'm hyped up this so hard they put in the theaters. Absolutely, right? I don't think has ever happened in TV or cinema history. I don't think it ever happened. So if the internet is correct too, that is rewarding every theory crafter, that's rewarding every single one of us who are dedicating our time to watching this show and this series for the last decade and trying to put those pieces together and rewarding all of us for that time and investment in this IP. It's going to be the greatest reward of all time.
Don't worry, Netflix just hired all the guys back for the one day to go cut it again.
Curly says, I guess the Snyder Cut was the closest thing I've ever gotten to that. Yeah, that one took years, but yeah, and he still had to get some reshoots on it. And that one was really just a directing mayhem chaos thing. This is planned. I'm talking legitimately, like, big brain style. You put out something that you knew people would just be like mid about, if not like angry about, and came out and said, pull the rug underneath you, here's the real ending. Greatest storytelling of the time. Now, if it doesn't happen on the 7th, Hollywood, wake up. Wake up, Hollywood. You should do something like this with a big series. You have to have something that has a lot of series, a lot of following, big IP, something that like you can follow up with this thing. It'd be the greatest stunt of all time. And again, I don't care how it ends from there. They could kill off everybody in the cast. I'd be like, oh, this is so Shakespearean. This is amazing. I love it. Like, nobody gets a happy ending. I don't care. Like, I would be all ecstatic for it. But if what we got was it, I'm gonna boycott for like Western media. I'm done. Because there's some stuff, and this is where the rant comes into play, guys. I've been hearing and I'm watching some stuff on the side here. Apparently, in certain interviews with people who are working with like Netflix and other big organizations, there's this thing called the two-screen theory that they've been doing, where they automatically assume that everyone will be on their phone. So they make the stories so incredibly dumb that someone on their phone could follow along with the story. Here's how incredibly dumb that is. People will not watch your show if it's that dumb. If you don't give me incentive to put my phone down, you are not entertaining.
That is true.
Right? If you have to make the content so dumb that I can be on my phone that you're actually encouraging me to look at my phone, to ignore the blatant dumbness that's on this, that I'm being portrayed with, you are creating bad product. Hands frickin' down. It is the dumbest decision in writer's history to try to push this ideology that you need to prepare for people to look at their phone. No. You know what always gets me to put my phone down? Quality anime and Soul Leveling. Little Pound Cake, you can make fun of it, and I think if that was a gotcha or something you want to fill out there. Yes, Soul Leveling got you to put your phone down.
Oh yeah. Soul
Leveling, you weren't doom scrolling and looking at other stuff. You were like engaged with the combat, with the action scenes, with the dramatization of each one. Those epic finals that just literally had the entire internet going, oh my god, why is this a cliffhanger? Epic storytelling. Epic.
I mean, yeah, you kind of hate seeing the feet though.
Yeah, right.
You just be watching, then you just
as soon as you see it, it's like, no, it's over. But that is epic storytelling. That is what Eastern media is so good at. They get me to put the phone down. What's the one you've been watching right
now? Sentenced to be a Hero.
Yeah, Sentenced to be a Hero.
First episode dropped, and it was
just dropped.
An hour long too. It was,
yeah,
like they don't do that very often.
There are some great anime shows that some benefit from the fact that you have to read subtitles, so they're getting that. Yeah. But I've said this multiple times, even if it's dubbed, if this show is getting me to put my phone down and make me pay attention to what it's trying to offer me, quality entertainment. This is quality. And this is what we're seeing versus East versus West. And I'm telling you right now, if they do not fix this in the next couple days, I'm just going to scratch it up to Hollywood has got a bunch of lazy writers out there that are being encouraged to put out slop.
Oh, yeah.
You've taken the talent and the value of good creators and good content creators, you've turned it into slop. You want to talk about real slop? You guys want to talk about AI slop? This is the leading to AI slop, because you're already creating these very sloppy, low effort, low given energy into a creative IP to recreate it and regurgitating that crap. and saying, well, we gave you the thing that was very lazily written and was overly explained, and we told, not showed, because you guys look at your phones. No, sir, it's on you to get me to put the phone down. It's on you to show me that you have a better alternative to whatever else I could be doing. Not produce something that I want to put in the background. That's not going to be an epic story. It's not going to be an IP that survives. Yeah. Uchiha says, technically, I sometimes look at my phone during the shows, love, because I'm unmedicated ADHD. Sure, but you don't write to that. You encourage people to want to come back because that's quality. That's quality writing.
It's not like me putting on like NCIS in the background just so I'm
have some noise in the background. Yeah. Can anybody remember half the plots on NCIS? Like half these things. If you want Slop TV, whatever, you can do it. And if you want to encourage AI development, keep pushing for this kind of boring storytelling that we're seeing currently in the media today. It's just getting absolutely annoying. And it's something that I'm seeing as a trend that's going across with, it's not just AI, guys. It's these corporations that take true talent, true ideas, true content creators, true people that can actually entertain you, pushing them out and saying, no. These untrained, unqualified people can definitely do this thing, and they can do anything you can do. All they got to do is just take this amazing IP that you've built from the ground up, that you've had to have built a great following with, and done so much to create this amazing group dynamics behind it, and you could just write whatever and people will just eat it right up. That's Slop. And if they don't fix this, all it's going to do is encourage more AI, because we're already in AI at this point, right? We're already in the slop that these people are producing for us.
Some of that slop is better than what they print out
in what?
In like Hollywood.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Oh, some of the stuff AI slop they're putting out, yeah. Some of the AI like jokes and contents and some of the videos they're putting out there, they're better than what the Hollywood's putting out there. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's why you're going to get replaced. Like, you want to encourage this. You need to get back to your roots and remember, it's the creators, it's the individuals that have created these amazing IPs. The Odas, the who did Hunter and I wish I knew more writers' names, but the people that done Hunter x Hunter, the people that even did Soul Leveling, the people that are creating these amazing, unique IPs that are getting people so engaged in developing these great fan bases for. The ones that did Full Metal Alchemist, the ones that came out and showcased their talents with Death Note in its first season and how great that was. Tagashi, thank you, Curly. Yes, give me the Tagashis. Give me the people that are creating these epic games out there that are so, like, how many times do you have to be told and shown that the creators of the games, the ones that are doing it, are the true talent and you deserve to be paying them more because they're the ones that are making this IP good? How many times are we going to see this epic Halo universe being built and then they say, no, we don't need those guys. We don't need to pay those people any more money. We could get those and anyone could produce those games. The games turn to crap. Because they're trying to underpay and lowball and think that anybody else can do this. And then that person goes and creates an indie game, comes up with some random Silk Song or some other fun game out there, and suddenly, oh, that's the greatest game in the world. Wait, I've heard that name before. Oh, it was the creator that did the other thing that I liked. So maybe it was the creator that you should be paying because they're creating good IPs, and you can't just fart it out with labor that clearly doesn't know what the heck they're doing.
Well, for gaming, that's why like DE, Digital Extremes, they do a lot of they did Warframe, and that game has been going on for 11 years now, and they just started releasing a new one called Soulframe.
Okay.
And like their storytelling is just so good.
Yeah.
Like better than
a lot
better than Marvel.
Yeah, especially what we're getting from Marvel today. You've got a lot Hollywood in gaming, and I'm going to bring this back because we are talking about TCGs. I am going to bring this back because it is another thing that's happening, especially in the Magic section. And I legitimately think it's the one thing that nobody's really talking about. All right, so those that don't know anything about Magic, I'll get your chats in just a moment. Those that haven't known the history, Richard Garfield, creator of the game, went to Harvard, got his first ever degree in gaming. He was the first one to ever get his license here, created what is now known as Magic the Gathering. Greatest card game of all time. Guy leaves, try to put in a bunch of people to try and redeem the card game, doing some stuff. Game is flopping all over the place. It's just not selling. Comes back for a short stint. Creates these things called sagas. I wish I had one on me, but there was sagas. You remember when they introduced sagas? Greatest new mechanic in Magic's history. Everybody loved it. Because that was the guy who created this, loved this game, had the passion and understanding of how to make this thing work. when you try to pass this off into other people who don't care. And this is what I'm talking about, because especially if you know what's happening in the Wizards of the Coast, the Hasbro buyouts and all that, we got to give Hasbro money. There's things that you guys probably have seen but really didn't put two and two together. Hasbro took huge cuts in their personnel. Huge cuts in their people. Who do you think they kept? Who do you think they kept on staff?
The toy makers.
No, the small, underpaid staff that were making little. And I say this because I'm in the corporate world, and I'm seeing this happen all over the corporate world. I'm sure you guys have seen it. It happened on my contract, where I was a subject matter expert and the person training my underlings how to do the job. They fired anybody who was making a certain amount of money and said, we're paying you too much. We don't need you. 6 months later, they call me back up like, hey, we need someone to train our people. We need people to come back and teach these people how to do the job. And I'm like, I already moved on, dude. I got a different job somewhere else because I had expertise. It's like, yeah, but no one's left that knows how to do the job. That's on you.
Yeah.
You fired the talent, the ones you were paying well. You fired the good people that you needed to make your IP strong. And with when it comes to what's happening in Hasbro, we had a good stint, even with Richard Garfield gone, with dedicated, probably best fan base, some of the people that had the most passion behind the game, working for them. And they fired all those people probably because they were making too much. I don't have actual facts and numbers about which one because they never release this was the higher tier. But if I'm following corporate norms and stuff, I'm literally seeing everywhere across the planet where they're trying automation, they're trying to do all this stuff to try to make the job as low skilled as possible so any monkey can replace you. No, I'm tired of that. I'm tired of that analogy. You are not replaceable. If you are a subject matter expert, if you are a person who has been doing the job for 20 years and is competent and is doing the stuff and has been a valued person, you are not replaceable. No. You're not. I'm tired of corporate trying to get away with the idea that you are. And there's a million examples to showcase to you guys out there. To all the games that have died and failed and the brands that died. The Call of Duties that have gone down the tank. The replacement of the Tomb Raider staff and those creative teams. The replacement to what's another big I can't even tell you, like even the Halo series was falling down a crap.
Yeah.
We great IPs created by great people with great concepts who had the passion and the love for the IPs and what they were writing. You let them all go. And you did this to bring in what? A bunch of people that could make generic cards and do some stuff, and now we're farting out products every other month and creating bad sequencing, bad gaming designs, bad World of Warcraft. Yes, Dejin, thank you very much for that. World of Warcraft.
Real good game.
Yeah, real good game back in the day. All those creators, the people in the beginning, they're moved on to doing better and greater things.
Oh yeah.
But you guys went to the money market and said, no, we need to make this digital. We need to make this cheap and repeatable and just regurgitate slop. You think AI is a problem, guys? We've been living in like a decade of slop.
WoW had to go back and was like redo
Diablo. Yeah, go ahead.
Because so the original was great, right? And then as it gets longer, it gets like worse and worse. So what they had to do was go back and remake WoW one again. Mm-hmm. And that's what they did. And they're like, oh yeah, the first one good. Let's just do it again.
Mm-hmm. Right? It's
like if you had the same people working on it, you wouldn't have to do it again.
Exactly. You wouldn't have to recreate this stuff. You'd have yourself a winning title. Uchiha says, not to hit the little chestnut, but if you want a game company that only cares about your money and not about the player, EA and Madden Games, yeah. Oh, there you go.
They
regurgitated bullshit.
Yeah.
Money-grabbing, greedy companies that are just reiterating and putting the same crap out there that it's not improved upon the original, it's probably worse than the original, has more microtransactions than the other one. The creatives, the people that got us into that point where these IPs were really working well, are no longer involved in these products. And I'm seeing this trend over and over and over again in everything, including what was happening to Magic. Do we have this problem in Bandai? Not yet. I haven't seen any firings. I haven't seen anybody going through some massive downsizing. But I will also say that the huge credit when it comes to Japanese products. So here's a Sony story that you guys might not have heard from a long time ago. Sony, at the same time where everybody else was doing competition on electronic devices, was one of the few companies that didn't say quality product, quality amazing product. Do you know which one had the reputation for the best quality back? This is, I know 90s and 2000s, you guys didn't really work back then. But do you know who actually had the name brand for having the most quality? Who never once advertised quality? Never once used that as their selling mechanism? It's not a gotcha. It's Sony. Because they already knew that their product was good. They were already building their product to be good. Because they had already had that as part of their design. They're like, that's a gimme. Why would I advertise a thing that you guys should just know by default? Right?
Oh, yeah.
And I think that same mentality is working with a lot of these Eastern entertainment products, where you have creatives that are unfortunately sometimes putting themselves into some, like Tagashi, who's putting himself in some health risk to get his ideas out there. And I want better for him.
All the manga writers, like mainstream manga writers, put their health at a risk. Like it's all of them. It's not just one.
I'm not saying that I want them to be put in that situation. I'm definitely not trying to encourage that kind of behavior in your people. But I definitely think like the Tagashis, the Odas, the greatest creators out there, the people that started at the World of Warcraft, and I'm sorry I don't know their names, but the people that were doing so well even at Wizards of the Coast for the card game, those passionate few that did so well to keep the game flowing, and the limited fun and the separation of powers that were the formats back in the day, where you had standard where you could create decks and have fun with it, and it was infinite because they knew it was low tiered and slow and easy to build, and now it's just absolute chaos. If you don't have a win con on turn 2, what are you even doing?
Yeah.
Why even try?
Like you're playing all these like older formats where like you're playing vintage or something, and it's like playing the best cards like to win on turn 2. Like, no, this is supposed to be standard. We're supposed to slow down and actually enjoy what we're doing.
Exactly. Take time and breathe in the product. Have time to play with the product. To have time to build with it. To take time with the best part of what I think is the best part of TCGs. Your ability to create something from the pieces into this masterpiece of a really fun thing, and get to try it out. And when it's successful, oh, it feels so good. When you get to build something and it works, that feels so much better than anything about opening packs. Unless you pull a manga. Okay. Unless you pull a manga. All right. Let's be real. Pulling a manga feels pretty good.
Signature Kaisa sounds pretty good right now.
Yeah, right? Digit Tonic says, the success of gacha game style monetization is the worst thing to happen in gaming, second only to the paid alpha testing rug pull. Dijin, dead on. Absolutely. I hate the microtransactions. I hate that even Wizards of the Coast is trying their best to take the game and incentivize you to play on Arena.
Well, I know there's a lot of stuff right now and legislation about the monetization of games.
And there's some laws coming through that are going to start really hurting a lot of these mechanics.
Yeah.
But as we've seen, these gacha mechanics only work for so long, guys. I'd say there's very, very few games out there that can legitimately withstand the gacha boringness, the people feeling disenfranchised from the whole game experience and getting mad, because eventually, like most games that you that have that game style, they'll have a whale, and you're like, oh, they're all out there, but they'll waste that money and then they'll get burnt twice and they'll quit the game altogether, and the money stop flows. And when the whales leave, there's no one really buying the stuff, so they don't feel incentivized, so they shut the servers down. Yeah, because they don't have that player base. And most people playing for fun or playing for free or trying their best to do the hardest grind possible to make themselves into something worth playing, all get robbed in the end, especially if they spend any money, because the server gets shut down.
I'm surprised Raid Shadow Legends is still going on.
And I'll tell you why Raid and even Nikkei are one of a few IPs that seem to be able to handle it. And they're aggressive
monetization.
Yes. The only reason those things tend to succeed, continual, constant quality updates with graphics, storytelling, new characters and mechanics, and just all around constantly thinking about the certain. I'm not encouraging it. I'm telling you the only reason they succeed is because they're the only ones that are constantly trying to recreate the wheel, create new content, create new gaming styles, create new things to get your attention, and other things. Nikkei, this greatest story in a gacha game I've ever seen in my life. In a gacha game, guys. In a gacha game. And the authors out there, the people that are writing the stories for Nikkei, dude, put that in a graphic novel. Please. Put that in an audiobook. I don't care about looking at the ladies. This story is phenomenal. Like, I don't think I've ever there are certain games I probably cried in, but there's not many you're gonna get an emotional rise out of me out of games unless it's like Elden Ring, and I'm getting the emotional rise is me just getting pissed because I died 50,000 times.
Yeah, to the guy you're not even supposed to fight at the beginning.
Yeah, right. That was the case. Did you know? Did I tell you that story? Mm-hmm. The first time I picked up the Elden Ring and the guy, the golden armor, huge axe,
this tree symbol,
died at least 200 times. I was like, I will learn this game. I will learn this game.
No, he's put there to say go do other things.
Other things.
This game, you can come back to fighting things.
If I was streaming back then, you guys could have clipped me as I was literally just dying every single time in that one. But no, I'm talking about real stuff that got me emotional and got me going into it. And to wrap all this under a bow, and get us out into the market watch where I know you guys are looking forward to seeing where the price is for OPTCG. I know I am. But remember out there, if anybody out there tells you and you're creating something magical, something amazing, and someone out there just tells you that you're replaceable, no, you're not. If you're doing something that's truly bringing some good quality to the business and the thing you're in, you're not replaceable. No. Society's figuring that out. It's going to be probably another decade before they truly have to do the wake-up call. But if you need examples, Hollywood, video gaming industry, tech billionaires and their stuff where they're cutting off the top paying people. I know that the contracting companies right now within the government are finding out the hard way. And there are other factories out here who are still trying to push that old model of you can just hire some cheap labor to replace the quality trained individuals that have been working there for 10, 20 years. And they're finding out the hard way. No, they can't. And they're going to bring their companies down to a halt. I don't know how many failures it's going to take for them to learn the lesson. But I'm out there, and I'm pretty sure you guys are out there seeing it. The true creators, the true people that bring the passion into your company, the game, whatever it is that you have out there, you need to invest in those people. Because they're the ones making your game worth playing. They're the ones that are making your entertainment worth watching. And they're the ones that are making your company run, whether you like it or not. And even though you might be the owner of the company and sitting there with a board who thinks that, they're smarter than everybody else because they barely work and get paid millions. At the end of the day, the guy that's busting his butt down on the floor, or the girl that's busting her butt on whatever she's doing to try to make sure your product survives, that's the person who's making your company successful.
Yeah.
Learn that lesson you want. And if you want to get out there and create your company and use that as a fundamental for yours, I'm going to bet you're going to create a successful company. Maybe it's a successful game company out there, Curly. Keep up the good work. Keep at it, Curly. Maybe you're going to be out there trying to create some book or some novel out there or some great artwork. You glow. Keep it up. Write that comic book. Seriously. I think it's going to be an amazing story. He's got some good passion behind it. Those that don't know, you glow. Guy that does a lot of the art for us and on the channel too. Guy's doing some great work. Midnight, stay at it. Beautiful art. The stuff you did for him and that little logo you did, chef's kiss. Great stuff out there. Stay at it, stay passionate, and know that we are about to see the leveler. And whether you hate AI or love it, I don't care. They're already putting out Slop. Maybe you can put out something better. And use those tools to make something successful. All right, you guys ready for some finance?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's see.
Curly says, I'm sorry, we're going to get the comments real quick. Swaz says, Curly, when you become famous, don't forget me. Curly out there says, thanks, man. I'm working on something. I know it might be good. I know it will be. You've got passion, you got heart, and I know you have the skills. Curly, stay at it. And Sai says, I will be good. You gotta believe. I believe. Because we've worked with some amazing minds, some amazing talent.
Many good talents.
Yes. That deserve all that kind of notoriety and all that beautiful reward for the effort that you put into that product you create. And I think you're about to get into a world where that entry to that barrier to entry is going to be completely blown over. Because while Hollywood and gaming industries and everybody else are trying to put out slop and killing the talent and killing the heart and soul of their companies, the ones that are succeeding are the small individual creators that are creating something that everyone wants to play.
Yeah.
It's out there. Be like Naruto, believe. Believe it! I actually kind of cringed at thinking about that. I hated that line. And that's going to do it for this round. if you've been here this long, hit the like and subscribe button. Help us out. We're a growing channel and just trying to get out as many TCGs and coverage for you guys at home. Brought to you mostly by the people you're seeing scroll over here, my Patreons. The ones that help me fund and do everything I can to try to expand this channel to cover multitudes of different TCGs that you are seeing here. You like the one you're watching now? That's great. We also have other things that you might like, from a broad spectrum of the Bondi to the new League of Legends, Riftbound games, and other independents like Alpha Clash. We like to cover as many games here, and I love all these TCGs. Most of the time I take part in. If you guys are liking this content, though, please help us grow, help us get into the point where we can improve our quality of content for you, and get to the point where you guys really get the product that you deserve. Thank you for being here, as always. This is going to be it for today. I hope to see you in the next video. That might be listed up here. I don't know, editor, can you help me out?